Mom's voice was colder than the December air. "Don't come for Christmas," she said flatly. "Your sister's boyfriend will be here." Dad didn't even look at me when he added, "He's from a different class. We don't want to embarrass ourselves." Then Rachel chimed in, her voice dripping with smugness. "He doesn't like being around nobodies." I just stood there with the phone pressed to my ear, letting the silence stretch until it stung. Finally, I said quietly, "I understand." But the truth was I didn't. And I definitely didn't forgive. That night, I stood by the window of my apartment, looking out over the city I built my life in. Not with inheritance, not with privilege, just with work, blood, and patience. They never once asked what I'd been doing since I left home. They assumed I'd failed. Maybe they needed me to fail, so their story would make sense. When you grow up as a family disappointment, you learn to talk less and notice more. You listen when people think you're invisible, and you never forget what they say. Rachel used to steal my clothes as a kid, then cry her way out of it while I got punished. She was the golden child, smart, charming, full of that effortless glow people loved. I was the one who left early, worked late, and built something real, something they never cared enough to ask about. So when they told me not to come home, it didn't hurt the way it once might have. I'd already been an outsider for years. Still, curiosity has teeth. So when Mom mentioned her boyfriend's name, Daniel Chase, my breath caught. Daniel Chase. The same Daniel I had promoted 6 months ago. The one I had personally hired, mentored, trusted. He worked for me, reported to me, and now he was dating my sister. Interesting coincidence. Or maybe not. When I first met Daniel, he had that sharp, hungry energy I used to admire. Ambitious, confident, maybe a little too much of both. I liked that edge in him at first, but soon I saw the cracks. He was too eager to impress, too quick to climb, too reckless for his own good. I tried to teach him patience, but all he learned was how to fake loyalty. It started small, missed deadlines, shady side deals, whispers of something off. Then I found proof, emails. He'd been selling client data to a rival firm for cash. He thought I had no idea. Thought I was too trusting, too busy to notice. So I let him think that. I didn't fire him. Didn't even confront him. Instead, I promoted him. Quietly, I began setting the stage. I gave him more authority, more rope to hang himself with. I let him lead major accounts, ones I controlled through hidden proxies. Then I started leaking false data, just enough to trace through his private channels. Every transaction, every encrypted message, every secret transfer, I recorded it all. 3 months of quiet patience. When I finally had enough evidence to destroy his career, I still waited, because I needed to understand why. Then Mom called, bragging that Rachel's new boyfriend worked in finance, Daniel, and suddenly, everything clicked. He wasn't just after money. He was after proximity to me, through her. So I played along, approved his Christmas vacation, smiled and told him, "You've earned it." He grinned, clueless, and I booked a flight home. When I stepped into my parents' house on Christmas Eve, the silence cracked like ice. Mom froze mid-step. Dad looked uneasy. Rachel stood by the tree, half laughing until she saw me. "And Daniel?" He turned around, holding a wine glass mid-sentence. The blood drained from his face. "Boss," he whispered. The word hung in the air like a confession. Mom blinked in confusion. "Boss?" Dad frowned. "Wait, you two know each other?" I smiled. "Oh, we know each other very well?" Rachel's face twisted in shock. "Daniel, what is he talking about?" He stammered. "I didn't know he was your brother." Of course, he didn't. I never used my last name publicly. My company only went by my initials, clean, untraceable. Just how I liked it. I slowly removed my coat and said, "Daniel works for me, or rather, worked for me." He swallowed hard. "Sir? Please, can we talk?" "Sure," I said. "Let's talk here." I set my phone on the table, tapped once, and the TV lit up. Emails, transaction logs, transfers, every file tied to his name. Mom gasped. Dad stepped back. Rachel stared at the screen like she was watching her own reflection crack in half. "Corporate espionage," I said evenly. "Multiple counts, each one enough for a sentence." The room went still. But I decided not to press charges. I turned to Rachel. After all, I wouldn't want to embarrass the family. Daniel's knees almost buckled. His voice trembled. "You set me up?" I met his eyes, calm, cold. "No, Daniel. You set yourself up. I just kept the receipts." Rachel started to cry. Dad muttered something about a misunderstanding. Mom reached out toward me, then stopped halfway. I looked at all of them, the perfect little family that had never wanted me back. And for the first time, I felt nothing. Just quiet. Peaceful quiet. I slid my phone back into my pocket. "Merry Christmas," I said softly. "Enjoy dinner." Then I turned and walked out. The snow had started to fall, soft, slow, silent. I sat in my car for a long time, watching the house fade behind me, their voices muffled by glass, by distance, by years. They had never really seen me. But tonight, they finally did, and that was enough.